Max speaking. So we just got out of taking baths because we were taking a bath. We're speaking softly because we don't want to be too loud. But so we just finished taking a bath. Which is why we look like cleaner and our hair is nicer. There was something we wanted to share about, and we just had it. So there was Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about spiritual beliefs. That's what we were gonna talk about. So personally, for a long time, we used to be an atheist for a very significant portion of our life. I think it was about until 20, and then at 20 we got very much introduced to like spirituality and the occult and witchcraft and that kind of a thing, and we fell in love with it. Specifically, we fell in love with shadow magic, and delved really hardcore for a few years into the left hand path and all that kind of a thing. And we were for a while like not really any labels to our specific spiritual beliefs other than omnist, which is still relevant because omnists are people who believe that to some unknown extent all spiritual and religious beliefs are well for the people who believe them. So it's sort of like the opposite of an atheist, because like an atheist firmly believes nothing spiritual is real, nothing religious is real. All of it is just like made up, is what they believe. And then agnostics believe that nobody could know for certain, pretty much. So they're sort of they don't know, and they're comfortable with that, and that's okay. And omnists are like, they think everything, all of it is real, but only to like a certain extent, and only for the people who like believe it, sort of, or like that's the form of omnist we are, where like we think all of it's real, but it's only real if you believe it's real. It's only real if you're of it. Essentially. But then we're also a chaos mage, which means that we believe that things can temporarily be real for people, which what we mean by that is like we think people can temporarily join a religion and then it's real while they're in it, but then they can leave it for a different one or none, and then it's not real after that, or it's a different real. So we think reality is actually kind of a man-made invention that is entirely subjective, based off of one's own mental model, and that you can alter this mental model to serve you rather than always serving it. Um, Another thing we wanted to say is that we're trying to not be too loud. Another thing we used to be, for the past 8 months or more, it's actually been more than that. We were, for the majority of 2023, a theistic Satanist. However, we're no longer using that label because it's no longer accurate to our current beliefs. I don't know how to explain that. It's like we still hold the entities we were working with in very high regard. We're still on good terms. We still frequently talk to them. We still consider them friends. We're just not like worshiping them anymore. Like, we're not worshiping them. We're not serving them. We're not below them. In fact, some of the forces that formerly we were considering ourselves to be in the service of, now that we've reached a certain part of a certain level, are no longer things that we're serving, or we mean the speaker Max, no longer things that Max is serving, and instead are things that are serving us, or like belonging to us is how we would see it now, instead of us belonging to them, or sort of more like a mutual thing rather than a mortal serving a god. It's more like we're on equal footing now. And then the other thing, so we no longer use that label also because it's like confusing still, some of that stuff, and we just don't want to label it. So currently we're just saying like we're a shadow magician, usually, because it's like the most accurate way to put what we do with our magic. Is like we talk to shadows, we talk to like shadow people, we have shadow people among us, but also it's like kind of not usually what people are expecting, because a lot of our craft is heavily informed by like a psychology, and specifically our own personal psychology, and because we're like multiple men in one body, that also confuses things a bit. But anyway, we just wanted to like share about like our current, where we're at with like our spirituality, because like we think spirituality, part of one of the reasons we're like spiritual but not necessarily like religious, because religion has like specific rules and stuff, where spirituality is like there's no rules, essentially. But one of the reasons is that we think spirituality is an intrinsic part of the human experience, and for as long as we're in this human body having a human experience, we want to make the most of that and see all that this experience has to offer to an extent. And so we think that religion and spirituality is a very innately and intrinsically human thing, and so we're happy to be exploring that and indulging in that human experience. Anyway, so I think we're going to end this video now. Max out.